Okay, everybody, this is it. It is now time to take on the final boss and finish Final Fantasy X for good. So this extra area here is the last little stretch before you get the final encounter. You do get random encounters here, and some of which you'll need to, deal with in order to capture all the necessary monsters. Naturally, I think we've been there, done that quite enough. It is now time for us just to make a beeline for the ending. Whoa, hello. I kind of like the weird, I don't know what you describe this as. This is kind of like, the confused remnants of a city. This feels like we're literally running through confused memories of Zanarkand. As Sin remembers it anyway. Or as the Faith remember it. And what's also very cool is all those weird trippy scenes you had before. Anytime you got close to Sin and the toxin and all that jazz. A lot of that wasn't all in your character's head. Some of the places you visited in those weird trippy scenes were actually here. You simply got transported into here. So this kind of ties a lot of those previous scenes together. Like this one, for example. This particular area definitely appeared after Operation Mi'ihen. Although what didn't appear were all these weird crystals. If you hit the little round ones, you get items. This is your last chance to get a bunch of items in case you haven't been grinding enough and need some sort of support. And if you hit the big stalagmites, stalagmites, you get knocked on your ass and forced to do a random encounter. After collecting about 10 items, I think it is, 9 or 10 items, hitting a stalagmite will actually move you on to the next part of the game. So yeah, this area is entirely dependent on whether you want to collect a bunch of items or fight a bunch of battles. You get the choice here. Whichever you feel would be most beneficial. On that note, here's a big so-and-so I haven't shown you yet. These guys are pretty beefy. They've got a ton of armor on them. They can use a mortar attack that does a ton of damage to the party. But in case you'd forgotten, I'm overpowered now, so they are of no concern. Least of all for my armor-piercing celestial weapons, so yeah. Anyways, a couple of crystals later. And it's now time for things to get very, very real.
You're late, Auron. I know. Hey.
Huh?
You got tall, but you're all bones. You eating right, boy? You've really grown.
Yeah, but you're still bigger.
Well, I am Sin, you know.
That's not funny.
Well, then, I mean, you know. Let's end this.
Dad,
Yeah.
I hate you.
I know. You know what you have to do.
Yeah.
I can't hear the hymn so well anymore.
Oh god, that is so sad.
Pretty soon I'm gonna be Sin. Completely. I'm glad you're here now.
I think this is the one Final Fantasy final boss who straight up doesn't want to fight you. He can't help it. There's nothing he can do.
I won't be able to hold myself back. I'm sorry.
That's enough! Let's finish this, okay?
You're right. Well then, let's go.
Alrighty, so for as emotionally heavy as this scene is, I've got to say, this final boss fight is pretty goddamn intense. I mean, it won't be for us because grinding and being OP and all that, but for a new player, this is something else. Alright, so prepare yourself for what might be one of the greatest music callbacks in any video game.
I promise this will be quick! Hit me with all you got, Dad!
He ain't joking. This will be quick. Okay, so during this boss fight, you'll notice that Jecht has an overdrive bar. You don't want that to fill up, because naturally if it does, you're going to get hit with a pretty hefty move. Now there are also two pagodas, one on his left and one on his right. If you don't take out those pagodas, they actually help to boost his overdrive gauge even quicker. So, ideally... Oh, sweet Jesus, I didn't think he'd get caught up in that. Anyways, if you take out those two pagodas, it's a lot easier to take Jecht down without much in the way of resistance. So another thing about Jecht, or Braska's final Aeon, as he's called in this fight, is that he has two forms. His second form might be the coolest thing ever. Big fuck off swords. So this is kind of what Jecht in Final Fantasy Dissidia is based on. This goddamn fight. Anyways, if you get him to low health and let his overdrive fill up, he pulls out this move. I can only assume that this right here is the sublimely magnificent Jecht shot Mark 1. Or Mark 2. Man, if my defense wasn't maxed out, that would have done several thousands of damage to me. That would have been pretty mean. Well, anyways, what you can also do is get Jecht to actually talk to him, and doing so will actually slow down his overdrive bar, which is always nice. Anyways, this is for all the years of neglect. 3, 2, 1. Fuck you, Dad. And that's that. Yep, he's done and dusted. And there goes Yu Yevon himself, who, weirdly enough, is just kind of a weird bug-like parasite. A little anticlimactic, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of thought it would be a dude, but I guess the idea is that he's been holding on to life for so long in the guise of different incarnations of sin that he isn't even human at this point. Anyways, enough theorizing. Let's go deal with this tragic nightmare. After all this time, we finally find our dad, and he's dead now.
You'll cry. You're gonna cry. You always cry. See? You're crying.
I hate you, Dad.
Save it for later.
Oh man, Jecht.
Right. We've got a job to do, don't we?
Good. That's right. You are my son, after all.
You know, for the first time I'm glad to have you as my father.
Sir Jecht, I should...
No! Yuna! There's no time!
You stay away!
Yuna, you know what to do. The Aeons!
We Aeons!
Oh hey, Beham, what you doing here?
Call them!
Call us!
Oh hey, yeah, we got a mercy kill you. Almost forgot about that.
Yes. Here it comes!
Here we go. Oh god, that's an unpleasant sound. Jesus. Ugh. Gave me a shudder. Well, here we are on Jecht's giant sword. I'm not quite exactly sure what is happening here. I have a funny feeling that, for lack of anything to summon, Yu Yevon has just bonded himself to this sword. And is now going to clasp to the first Aeon he sees. So, on that note, let's throw some Aeons at him. What up, birds? It's been nice knowing you. You were my first ever Aeon. And now we're gonna take you down. So yeah, every time you bring in an Aeon, it gets possessed. Once again, it has 2 pagodas on its left and right to both buff it and raise its overdrive bar. So you can either take down the pagodas, or, you know, if you're as strong as we are, just kill your Aeons. Like, spoilers, in Final Fantasy X too, Yuna ain't doing no summoning. Ain't none of that happening. I'll tell you what, like, I love all of the Aeons in this game, I really do, but if I had to pick out, like, favourites, the ones that I feel really stand out, and the ones that I wish to see in later installments of Final Fantasy all the more, Yojimbo, easily. I think he's goddamn fantastic in how unique he is, and the fact that, you know, he gives you access to the insta-kill move, albeit for a price. I'm also a huge fan of Bahamut's design in this particular game, and it goes without saying Anima. She's a very tragic character, but I love Anima's design. I love Anima as an Aeon to use as well. Like, a lot of people complain that she's quite slow and sluggish, but all you have to do is give her haste. Give her haste, make her double cast Drain every now and then, and Bob's your uncle. You have an Aeon who can wreck all kinds of shit and look out for herself. And this right here is a, well, an unlosable battle.
Everyone? This is the last time we fight together. Okay?
Huh?
What I'm trying to say is, after we beat you, Yevon, I'll disappear.
Now, I think I've made this point before, but I'll make it again. I love the way that the tables are turned in this game. At first, Yuna was on a quest, you know, a sacrificial quest to sacrifice herself to save the world. And poor Tidus, or Jecht Jr., had no knowledge of it. And now it completely inverts. He's the one who's going to sacrifice himself to save the world. And until this point, no one else had a clue.
I'm saying goodbye.
And now they can't back out.
Not now.
So he's gone from being
know it's
completely
selfish,
selfish to completely
This is my
selfless.
story.
And funnily enough, that was it. Yu Yevon is a piece of shit who can't even fight for himself. And he's dead now. Now this is a cool way to die. Splats. And disintegrated. And that's the end of Sin. considering the fact that everything we've seen in this game, like the entire culture, the way the people act, everything we know in the world of Final Fantasy X revolves around death and revolves around sin, to have that go away essentially leaves you with an entirely new world. It's quite a scary prospect when you really think about it. Like, there's so many things that need to be addressed. Like the fact that Yevon was shitbags. You know, that. Also the fact that you have a bunch of people out there who are still trained summoners. They haven't got any Aeons to summon, but, you know, dead people still become fiends. That's still a thing in this universe, so sending's still got to be a thing. You know what? Yeah, there's just... Spira has a lot to unpack. Granted, it now has all the time in the world to do it, but, you know, the world is far from ideal. But what can you do? And just like that, all of the faith turned back into normal statues. I guess I'm glad for them. They did want to die. They were apparently knackered, so, you know, it was all in their best interests. You know, I never did mention it before, but I have spotted it. One of the logos back there is just the number 69. Nice. Oh shit, yes. Almost forgot about this.
Don't stop.
But
It's all right.
He's going. He's leaving. The coolest goddamn character. Oh, goddamn. That's so cool.
It's been long enough.
Oh, Auron, you were too good for us. Oh, and the Masamune. He straight up pulls out the ultimate weapon. Oh, that is so sweet.
This is your world now.
Rest in peace, my dude. Here we go. This is it. Finally sending away Sin for good. he is gone. That sucker ain't coming back. Oh my god.
Yuna, I have to go.
I've watched this scene so many times. I've beaten this game twice before. Obviously I recorded this, and I still can't watch this scene without crying.
Hey!
We're gonna see you again!
Oh, it's the music as well. It's too much for me.
Yuna!
Oh my god! Oh, there we go, waterworks. I can't do it. Cannot hold it back. Holy shit. And just like that, off we go.
Yuna, it's time.
There's another thing we have to deal with, actually. The fact that we saved the world. Like, if we weren't a celebrity before, we definitely are one now. So, I imagine life's gonna be pretty hectic for Yuna, of all people. Now, let's see how she handles that.
Everyone has lost something precious. Everyone here has lost homes, dreams, and friends. Everybody, now, Sin is finally dead. Now, Spira is ours again. Working together. Now we can make new homes for ourselves and new dreams. Although I know the journey will be hard, we have lots of time. Together, we will rebuild Spira. The road is ahead of us, so let's start out today.
You know what? I think Yuna's gonna be alright. And Spira at that. So, with that just about brings us to the end of the Final Fantasy X LP. So, with that, and I cannot stress this enough, thank you so very much, everybody, for joining us. It's been an absolute joy creating this for you. Do stick around till after the credits, because, there will be a bonus video coming out after this one. And, with that, my name has been David John Balls. You've also had my brother Daniel on board. Thank you very much, and take care, everyone.
Never forget them.